Hello everyone, this is Trajan Caesar and welcome back to YGOPro. Well, the ban list dropped and that kind of really altered the decks that we play. So I wanted to add a card specifically to my Evilswarm deck before I recorded a video playing it. And that is Evilswarm Exciton Knight, because it's another Evilswarm XZ's monster that we can summon very easily, and it has a nice effect of being able to nuke our opponent's field. So I'll begin with this deck profile. I will say that I'm constantly editing this deck, just trying to make it better, because ever since Master Rules 4, this deck's been one of the few that's like, okay, it can be very good, but it's like not perfect, because unfortunately Link monsters don't have levels, but on the other hand we do have Steel Swarm Origin, which can floodgate our opponent's ability to special summon Link monsters. But it's still very difficult to get Origin and Ophion on the field at the same time. Plus using other floodgates to slow down our opponent. So I'll begin with the deck profile, and then I'll play a match with this deck. Next Thursday or Friday, I'm going to be recording, well, not recording a video, but I'm going to do another live stream. I'm thinking of doing Fallout 4, assuming I can get my controller to work with my laptop. Otherwise, it'll be just 3 hours of me playing YGOPro or something else. Like, I could always do Pokemon Showdown as well for my live streams, but I'm gonna try to get my controller to work so I can do a live stream of Fallout 4. Hopefully you can't hear the phone in the background. I'm just gonna quickly shut the door very quick. Okay, now that that's taken care of, and didn't take too long, let's begin with the deck profile. We run 3 copies of Heliotrope. I know this is just a generic 1950 beater with no effect, but this card's very good for its use with Rescue Rabbit, which is at 3 now. So we can easily search this card from the deck, and even if we just have the 1 copy left over in our hand, it's a good target for a lure. This is pretty much a good card for an instant Link summon. It's either a free Link 2 or a free rank 4 XZs. Now we run 1 copy of Dark Arm Dragon, which is a very good card. If we can get exactly 3 dark monsters in the graveyard to summon it. Being able to banish 1 monster our opponent controls on the field is actually really great. Otherwise, it's just another allure target. This is one of the things I've been experimenting with in this deck, and it hasn't been working as well as I'd like it to, but it's better than nothing in regards to having something in hand that can be dark, that can be used to protect ourselves, because unfortunately there aren't many good hand traps that are dark. And we don't want to run too many non-dark monsters in this deck, because we always want to have an allure target in our hand. And we're already running 3 non-dark monsters. So we're running 3 copies of Gores, which can protect us from being attacked, assuming we have no cards on the field. and it can special summon itself in a token, which we can use for link summoning. Now here's one of the best cards in this deck. This is basically one of the, like, most busted cards in this deck, actually. It allows us to normal summon once more per turn, so long as we have one more Evilswarm monster in our hand, we'll be able to actually just go ahead and go into a rank 4 or a link 2 very easily. This card allows us to recycle our Evilswarm monsters from the graveyard, which is a very good card. This is basically the Evilswarm equivalent of a Cyber Dragon. You can special summon this if you control no monsters and your opponent does, or even if your opponent can control more monsters than you. I've already explained Rescue Rabbit. We run 3 copies of Allure because it's the best search card, well, it's the best draw power card in this deck, I should say. Then we run our 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army, which is unfortunately at 1, but it's so good for getting to our caster. I would like to see this card maybe return to 3 at some point later on, but I can understand why, especially right now, considering that Isolde is legal, and at 3, that they wouldn't want to give warrior decks another unnecessary boost that they don't already need, because could you imagine Reinforcement at 3 with Goki? Then we run 1 copy of Upstart, which is just another draw power card. Then we run our semi-limited Designator from the Grave, or what is now called by the Grave. I prefer the OCG name, to be honest. And this is very good because Floodgates hand traps basically kill this deck. Like, if someone negates your summon of Ophion or just, like, Ghost Ogres it, this deck doesn't really have much to be able to recover. Then we run 3 copies of Infestation, Pandemic to be able to protect our Evilswarm monsters, 2 copies of Twin Twister because you should always have some source of spell or trap removal in whatever deck you play, 2 copies of Twin Twister. Always good to have a battle trap ready in case everything else fails. Then we go to our lineup of Floodgates. 2 copies of Gozen Match, because I think floodgating attributes is kind of more important than floodgating types, per se. At least in this deck, because we run monsters of all different types, like Rock, Spellcaster, Plant, etc. and etc. So we don't want to shut off our own deck, but on the other hand, we want to have the ability to floodgate our opponents from being able to summon various link monsters on us, like, with the least difficulty possible. Then we run 2 copies of Anti-Spell to counter really anything in the meta, except for Altergeist. This is good against both the Sky Striker Trickstar deck, which really depends on its spell cards, and the same for Goki with their... because Goki also run the Sky Striker engine, and they also have their equip spells. Mistake is a very good card for just shutting out your opponent from being able to add cards from their deck to their hand. And we run 1 copy of Soul Drain, so we hope to, like, shut down our opponent from being able to use effects from the graveyard. Now, our extra deck includes the Utopia engine, with Utopia Lightning, Utopia, and Utopia Ray. We run one copy of Evilswarm Ouroboros, one Ophion, one Bahamut, one Thanatos, Tornado Dragon, Castel, Exciton Knight, one Borreload, Steelswarm Origin, which is a very good card. This card basically says you cannot summon monsters from your extra deck to your normal monster zones, except for zones this points to. So it's very good for floodgating things like, say, Goki, in theory. Then we have our Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Cerberus and our Apprentice Witchling. This is in case we have something like our Gores and a token on the field, be able to just go into this. So this is our plan B, assuming we can't go into Origin. Our side deck, I'm constantly working on, just trying to make as good as possible. And right now I just have it kind of made for going second, while I have my main deck for mostly going first. Having this sided Ash Blossom, in case Gores gets a little too bricky and we need a hand trap, even though it's kind of bad because of having a lure there. We really don't want to run out of dark targets. Our Raigeki, because you should always have Raigeki somewhere in your deck in my opinion. Side or main deck. Soul Charge and Monster Reborn, to be able to get our monsters back from the graveyard to just go into more XZ's monsters or even just Link monsters. Our third Twin Twister, in case we run into any problems with that. Evenly Matched, because Evenly Matched is just that good of a card. And then we just run the Sullen Brigade. So now let me just demonstrate my abilities with this deck. Make sure this is set to match. And hopefully we're not waiting too long. Okay. Usually get concerned if, like, after a minute or two, like, people don't click to, like, duel me, because then it's like, okay, I have to find a match somewhere. Okay, we're going first. Oh, very nice. With going first in this deck is, we have to kind of predict whether we're going to face a Link deck or a regular deck. If we're gonna face a Link deck, we should go into Steelswarm Origin first. If we're going to go into, say, if we're facing Blue Eyes or something, then maybe we should go into Evilswarm Ophion. So the question is, what are we going to summon? Rabbit here. I guess I'll play it safe and go into Steelswarm Origin first. Because likely, even if my opponent isn't going to, like, a lot of Link monsters, he's gonna go into at least, like... Okay. We guessed right. We're playing against World Chalice, which is a Link deck. Crawlers? I'm playing against Crawlers? Is that what I think I'm playing against? People play Crawlers? It's a deck I was looking forward to, but I was kind of disappointed at the time, you know? Let's see. What do I want to do here? I think I'll start off doing this. Just see what I destroyed. Okay, I'm glad I did that. I have... Let's go into... Ouroboros. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. Let's try maybe Kirkion. Let's banish Ouroboros. Very nice. That's bad. Maybe crawlers are as good as I want. Wouldn't that be an interesting discovery here? Full disclosure, I'd be mad if I lost this deck. Let's see here, that's at least a Borolo dragon. Okay. I lost this one. There's no real coming back from it, but let's see what happens in game 2. Let's see here. What do we need and what don't we need? This may be a mistake, but I think I'm going to side out Gores. This might lead us to bricking more. But it might also mean we have at least outs to a few things. Do we want to run anything else? Maybe side out our back row in favor of maybe these two? Let's see this. Let's see how this works. Well, this hand's pretty bad, but it's not awful. Floodgate. We have a floodgate and we have a solemn. And seeing as this deck isn't necessarily a very aggro-heavy deck, we do not want them getting tokens. For good. Do this. I'm guessing I'm gonna do this. This may have been a mistake. Oh, not too bad. Right. Just floodgated ourselves, but well, seeing as this card's now useless, let me just take out the rest of your back row. Okay, then. And this really isn't much of a floodgate. They're all earth monsters, but it's something. It means, like, damn us. It's something. For good measure. not something we need to worry about. Earth Honest. I don't like that. Oh well, let's see what happens here. Come on, come on, negate, 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 negate. Darn it. We couldn't use our... Okay, we are now in business. What? Why can't... Why can't I use the effect? Wouldn't it get rid... hate to say it, but we lost. Well, this video's gone on long enough. I really wish I could redeem the deck I'm playing, but I just need to edit this a little bit more. Like, I don't know what you would suggest adding here, but I really, like, I need some kind of dark, either floodgate monster or a dark, like, hand trap. Because the ones that do exist kind of are bad. But I don't know what to do. Anyways, remember to like, share, and subscribe. This is Trajan Caesar signing off.